What is up, my friends? Chuck here. Today is the day that we've all been waiting for. You and me alike. The wheels and tires have been mounted. Today we're going to put them on the STI and see how they look. We're going to check their weight to see how much weight we saved, check the kind of dimensions, the size, overall width, and all that other fun stuff, the stuff you should do when you're putting a new wheel on your car. And yeah, I know you guys want to see the wheels. I'm excited to see them and put them on the car, so let's get started. Let's do it. All right, friends, let's talk about the wheels. Here they are. This is the unveiling. This is, if you're not familiar with this wheel, this is the Mach 5 Motorsports Wicked Awesome wheel. The model is Wicked Awesome. Not the coolest name ever, but the wheels are great. These are specifically designed by the Mach 5 guys to fit STIs, fit over the Brembo calipers, and also be the perfect offset to run this meaty rubber without having to do too many fender rolling or suspension modifications. So, quick reminder, these are 265, 35, 18 wheels, or tires. These are 18 by 9.5 wheels. The wheels are super light. They're flow casted or flow formed or whatever you want to call it. So basically, you can look that up on the internet, but that basically means you can make the wheel thinner and stronger, which means lighter overall than standard cast wheels. So satin black finish, Mach 5 center caps. I actually bought STI center caps to go in here so we can get that cool, authentic look. But basically, did not get TPMS sensors. I'm just going to run TPMS sensorless. Super wide rubber, super light 5-spoke wheel, satin black the whole way around. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys besides they're pretty awesome. They're super light. The wheel itself is 19 pounds. 19 pounds flat. So we're going to measure the weight of this wheel setup and then measure the weight of the stock ones that we're taking off and just kind of compare, see how much we're saving, considering that we've gone an inch wider and we've gone up 2 widths in rubber. So yeah, let's, without further ado, let's get to it. I'm tired of sitting here talking. I want to see them on the car. So you guys have seen me do this before. If you're going to change your own wheels and tires, you should definitely have a torque wrench to put them back on. You want to torque your wheels to factory spec. I've got plenty of videos on the internet, on this YouTube channel, where I've put on wheels and tires. My snow tire video, my wheel and tires from the previous WRX. Same process here, so we're going to kind of speed through it, but basically you take the wheel off, you put the new wheel on, you torque the lug nuts to spec, you're good to go. Black lugs were a good choice. Gonna look great on the black wheels. All right, so we're gonna snug them down and then we're gonna torque them with our torque wrench. All right, before I speed through the rest of these, check out tons of brake clearance in there. Stick my whole hand between the caliper and the spoke. These are gonna be really cool because they're so open. You can really see the nice Brembo in there, which is a cool look. So yeah, let me speed through this real quick. Suspension needs to settle a little bit. It looks kind of ridiculous at the moment, but speed through it and then I'll be back in a sec. All right, let's go ahead and check the weights. This is the stock wheel and tire. 47.2. 47.2 for the stock wheel and tire. Let's try it. Try it with the new guy. $45.6. So a little over a pound and a half difference. So we got a pound and a half difference, but you got to remember we're an inch wider, plus a tire size bigger, or no, 2 tire sizes bigger. So we're running 265s instead of 245s, and we're running an 18 by 9.5 instead of an 18 by 8.5. So that's pretty good considering we dropped weight over a pound, pound and a half, pound 0.8, something like that. So yeah, This side's done, I gotta do the other side. Okay, side one is done, but suspension needs to settle. I've had it jacked up. All right, my friends, the wheels and tires are on. We're gonna take it for a quick ride. I just checked the air pressure to make sure the air pressure is good because the shop is the one who filled it up. So take it for a quick ride, make sure we check the clearances and everything. I checked it on the ground, but it's always good to take it for a ride just to make sure nothing's rubbing before I have to drive it to work tomorrow. So let's do that. It might be a little dark in the car because you can see I always work in the evening because I have a full-time job. So you'll have to bear with me. I'll try to make it bright enough in the car that you can see me. Let's do it. All right, quick housekeeping before we get started. 18-inch by 9.5 wheels, 265 by 35 by 18 tires. The offset is plus 42. The stock offset on an STI is plus 55. So that is 13 digits in the lower direction. Judging by the looks at the moment, plus 42 looks to be just about right. It's kind of why the guys at Mach 5 Motorsports picked this offset. Clearance on the inside looks great. It doesn't look too pokey. It's definitely wider, gives it that like mean, aggressive, little bit wider wheel stance without being like out past the fenders, which I did not want. I want race car. I don't want camber car, right? Okay, so let's take it for a ride, see how this goes. Bear with me, it's still like, turn the radio off. It's still like 9 million degrees in Virginia for some reason. So, gotta have the AC on. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of air blowing. All right, so important things to note. We have wider tires. That's better for traction, but it's potentially worse for kind of driving characteristics. You got more tire to turn when you turn your wheel. The wheels and tire package is lighter than before, which is good, but we got to kind of drive the car a little bit and see how we feel about the wider tire and everything. It will definitely change the steering feel a little bit. 265s versus 245s is a decent difference. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Feels like there might be a little bit more resistance in the wheel, which makes sense because there's obviously more, that's a bigger tire patch, so there's more friction on the ground when I'm trying to turn the wheel. I don't know how that translates into like potentially long-term steering rack or other steering component wear and tear, but so far not hearing any rubbing. The suspension should settle a little bit. When you first put on wheels and tires, you've obviously had to lift your car up in the air, so the suspension gets a little bit stretched out, and until you start going over bumps and everything, it won't like settle back down. That's why I didn't do too many pictures yet of how the car looks, because it's going to look a little bit weirder because it's a little bit more monster truck at the moment. So let's take this out on the main road here in a second and see how it feels. Feels a little different. I would say that for sure the steering is definitely affected a little bit. It feels a little bit more clunky, not quite as smooth, because I'm kind of having to not fight, but you notice that there's definitely a bigger tire on the front wheels. I think off the bat it seems more traction-y. These tires are brand new, but they are supposed to be a little bit better performing tire than the Dunlop. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm gonna have to get a few more miles under my belt to really like notice any sort of traction difference. So you have to stay tuned for this tire review. But so far, I'm not hearing any rubbing issues. I'm gonna go find a different place where I can try kind of like more full lock. But for now, let's take this other little back road here and see if we can tell any difference. Tires sound sticky. I'm gonna say for sure it feels like it definitely is gripping better in the acceleration runs. Not hearing any rubbing. Wider tires are usually a little bit less well behaved on the road, so that's something else to keep in mind. If there's like ruts and things on the road, the wider tire a lot of times will grab the rut and kind of pull the wheel a little bit from you. These don't feel too bad at speed. At speed, I don't really notice actually the difference that I was noticing when at low speed, which is good. Hopefully the little bit of clunkiness is only kind of like a low speed thing. Once you get moving and the rotational mass of the wheel kind of helps you as you turn. I don't think these tires are any more loud than the Dunlops. The Dunlops are for sure a pretty loud tire. These don't sound horrible quite yet. Let's see. Pretty decent turn there. No rubbing issues. Let's get a little slalom action. Let's make sure there's no police cars or people around. Yeah, I don't hear any rubbing. That's good. That's good news. It's not rubbing on... There's people in the middle of the road. It's not rubbing on the mud flaps, which is a good sign. I was worried that the front brackets might have to be bent a little bit. So far so good. Fit feels good. I don't feel any weirdness in the wheel at kind of more of a normal traffic-y pace. I'm going 45 at the moment. Definitely a little clunkier at low speed, like I said, but overall, I'm pretty sure I can live with the bigger tire, just in consideration if you guys are going for it. 265/35 is about as close as you can get to the overall circumference diameter of the stock wheels, which are 245/40s. 245/40s, it might be wrong. They might be 45s, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's, if you look online, it's kind of the biggest tire you can run without too much suspension modification. This is an STI, so it's a tiny bit lower than the WRX. Clears the brakes, tons of brake clearance, which is awesome, really good. I think for sure more traction on pulls. I'm not sitting in I have like traction control and stability control and all that stuff turned on, so this is like the car's in stock, it's in auto, the center diff mode and everything. But I think for sure there's definitely more traction there, definitely more grip. Sometimes I'll feel it pull power just a little bit when I give it a lot of gas because it's losing a little bit. I think for sure it feels like it's pulling harder, which to me translates like it has more grip and it's able to put down the power. So that's good news. Let's go back to the garage and I'll just kind of wrap this video up. What do we think? There's a shot of the poke, if you want to call it that. Pretty flush. Back fitment. It's pretty good. All right, dude, so that's it. A couple quick notes. I want to thank RPM Auto House for helping me get the wheels and tires mounted and balanced. It's a new shop here in Gainesville. Super nice dudes. Pretty cheap for installing wheels and tires. They took care of it, mounted and balanced it, took great care of the wheels, actually let me leave them there over the weekend because I couldn't stay to get them picked up. So really recommend those guys. RPM Auto House in Gainesville, Virginia. Go check them out if you're in Prince William County. I'll leave their link in the description below. Thing two, the wheels were supposed to come with hub-centric rings, and they weren't in any of the boxes, so I don't know if Mach 5 just forgot to give them to me or whatever, but luckily I had my snow tires, same center bore down to the Subaru bore, so that's cool. They fit, they worked. I might give Mach 5 a call and see if I can figure out how to get the extra set of hub-centric rings. That being said, super happy with the wheels. I didn't put the STI center caps on yet. I'm gonna give that a day or two and see if I like the Mach 5 ones, or then probably put the STI ones on. I just don't feel like doing it at the moment. Sorry about the darkness of that video. Hopefully you got some kind of general driving impressions. You should always do a lot of research and make sure the wheels and tires are going to fit your car. These fit perfectly. I'm super happy with the fitment. Love the tires so far. I'll give it a more in-depth review of that down the road once I get a little bit more adjusted to it. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. I will post a better picture or two in the coming days on Instagram, so follow me there. Here's the link. Yeah, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to ask me. And yeah, more mods to come for the STI. Some cool mods for the Forester too. I just got to get them shipped out, and we'll get you some cool videos. Taco Bell video coming soon as well. I filmed it before this, so that's a thing. It's coming. I gave you an update on the M3 in that video and the potential looming track day. So stay tuned. More cool content coming. Appreciate you guys as always. All the new subscribers, you're awesome. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.